Today, I am thankful for the book Who by Geoff Smart and Randy Street. This book will change the way that you source, interview, and hire candidates. The methodology in this book is just brilliant. You know, these are some smart dudes that came up with this over many years and many people they've interviewed, and it works. I learned about this in EMP, ding, and actually had the pleasure of Geoff Smart coming and speaking with us and explaining it to us over the course of a few hours, and the power that it has to help you find the right people for the jobs that you are trying to fill. It has many parts to it, you know, from the way that you create the job post, the way you create the job mission, so understanding what the job outcomes are and not roles and responsibilities, and just different ways to think about it and to really make sure that you're hiring the right person for the job and you're not just finding somebody who's applying for what they think the job might be based on what you wrote. The interview process is very formulaic questions that have been made very specifically to get very interesting answers from people. So, for example, they have a question in the screening process: what are your career goals? So some people ask something similar like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You're going to get totally different answers. I had another manager in my business who said, I like to ask it that way. Can I ask it that way? I'm like, no. Because if you say, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Somebody's going to tell you where they see themselves in the little box you just created in 5 years. When I ask, what are your career goals? I've had people say, just trying to get a job. I want this specific Amazon certification. I had somebody say, I want to be an entrepreneur and start my own business one day, right? So that's a pretty broad set of answers, right? And you can really get into it with people and find out what makes them tick, right? So you don't want to lead the witness and get an answer that really you created. You want it to be as natural as possible. Also, in their top grading phase of their interviewing, they have very specific formula for asking about their job history and getting them to spell their former managers' names and making statements like, when I call Nancy, what would Nancy say are your greatest strengths and biggest areas for improvement back then, right? And that's what they call TORC, threat of reference check. And there's all these things that build up where this person has to be absolutely crazy to lie to you because you made it clear that you're going to find out, right? And then maybe you do, maybe you don't, whatever. But these are long interviews. You're really grinding in there. And then there's another one that dives into their skills and you bring them back later. Anyway, the process is fascinating. It really works. I've found much better fits after I started using the methodology that I learned in Who for my companies. And I know that you will too. So I'm thankful for the wisdom that Geoff Smart and Randy Street have put into this book. And I'm thankful for all the wonderful people that have come work for me in the past, that have made it through the gauntlet of Who and turned out to be very fantastic, valuable employees because they were in the right place and they were in the right job thanks to Who.